So in today's class, we are going to see Python unit test framework part 2 we are going to discuss. So now let's see the first program. Just these are the additional concepts in unit test framework. These are not much important, but we as part of unit test framework, we are going to learn these topics. That's it. Right. See in this program. So in this program, I am writing a class method. Okay, at the rate class method I am writing. So previously we know for each test, before executing each test, that setup method will be executed, and if there is tear down also, it will be executed. That part we already know. So for each test, this setup method will be executed. That is as usual. And compared to all these one, if you want to execute something as globally, okay, then we will use this one. Okay, at the rate class method I have written. So here I'm CLS means this is like self keyword, which represents a current object. CLS means it represents the class level. So this driver will be created globally. Means once a browser is opened, once browser is opened on the same session, this bhavasri.com web page will be invoked. Once this part is completed, again on the same session, it will also execute google.co.in. And previously, what it is happening, it is happening in a different sessions. These programs are executing for every test, but here I'm creating a global session by writing at the rate class method. Okay, so let's see this program and we will understand. So the first method always this will be executed only once at the rate class method. After that,
Okay, so this is only once.
yes, only once it will execute in the beginning, and for every test that setup method will be executed before executing our test. So let's see the program execution and we will understand the execution progress. So in the same session, google.co.in page is opened because at the class level I have created the session. Okay, so now let's see the execution progress. So my test contains two tests in this program. Okay, in this class. So there are two tests run, and one is, see here, Power3 opened in setup class method. This was executed only once, and session was created at globally. And before each test, your setup method is executing. That's what we have seen. And similarly for this method also, this setup method is executed. After that, google.co.in page is opened. So that's it. But global session and these things nobody will use. Just this is the one of the additional feature. If you are writing at the rate class method something at globally, then we can use this concept. Okay, that's it on the at the rate class method. Now let's see the second concept, tear down class. So in this program I'm going to tell you tear down class. Previously we discussed about setup class, and in this program I'm going to tell you tear down class. So this will be executed once all methods and everything, all tests are executed. Finally this will be executed. So here global session will be executed for all the tests, and finally that global session will be closed when the tear down class is method executing. So setup class and tear down classes methods are predefined methods. So like that, so whenever you are right, so once all tests are executed, finally this will be executed. So as usual, for every
So
for every
uh, how it will know that because you are using add class method.
hmm,
Okay, so due to the name tear down class, it will execute it at the
right, class means class method means those are global.
correct.
So 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 as usual the test, For every test, setup method will be executed, and tear down method will be executed once after the test. So let's see the program execution, and finally our class method tear down class will be executed. Now let's run this program and we will see. So google.co.in page is open.
Hmm.
Click. Okay, now let's understand the program log, how it has executed. So the first method is setup class, browser open in setup class method. This log is printing. Okay, so
Hmm.
this is executed. After that, it is executing setup method before your test. So setup to open Chrome browser, opening Google in setup method was executed. This one setup method, this part is executed, and after that my test will be executed. Test. So test click, and then this part is executed. We are seeing that part only. And after that, once test method is executed, immediately your tear down method will be executed. So tear down for navigating, this one is executed. And finally, okay, and finally your at the rate class method will be executed. So whatever global session has been created, I'm closing that session. So like that, tear down class method is we are writing. But normally in the unit test case, people won't use this at the rate class method and at the rate tear down classes. So this is also one of the additional features in the unit test framework.
Okay. So how it is different than what uh, we discussed a day before? Because there also
Okay,
we
in
discussed
day
about.
in day before what we discussed, in day before what we discussed, just we discussed tests. This is the summary program we have seen. For every test, setup method will be executed, and after that, tear down method will be executed. That's it only we have
No,
seen.
there was one more option that we discussed. Global. Yeah.
Global
Uh,
variables. Yeah, global variables means inside the class we will declare here. One second. That's it. That is as usual for parameterization part we have used.
okay, that's for parameterization. Correct.
Yeah.
Their scope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So those are variables. These are the classes. Got it.
Right.
Rather than
So,
class methods.
so in the class, how the methods are executing yesterday we have seen. In today's class, along with the setup and tear down class, I am writing at the rate class methods and at the rate tear down class methods. That's it only. And this is the summary how the methods will be executed, class methods will be executed. We understood. Now let's see the next program. So these are the additional features in the unit test framework, but that is not required. First, we have to know. That's it.
Okay.
So now let's see the last concept in the unit test framework. So I have written some methods outside of the class. So this is one method setup module, and this is the tear down module. Okay. And the rest everything I have written setup class and tear down class, setup and tear down and test sample, everything as usual I have written. So how this class will be executed just now we have seen. So before your test, your setup class and tear down is executing, and globally your setup class method is executing, and globally your tear down class is executing at the end. That's what we discussed just now.
Mhm.
And compared to all these things, when the execution will start here, if there is any methods outside the class, those will be executed automatically. Okay. So because
At the
this is
end,
no. In the beginning, once this part
in the
execution
beginning.
is done, then class part will be executed. Okay,
Okay.
that is the way unit test framework was designed. So first this setup module will be executed. Once everything is executed, and finally your tear down module will be executed. So
Okay.
now
So that is outside of class. So there are
yes,
multiple layers here.
correct. So let's see this program. So now let's understand this one. So as usual, setup module is executed first,
Hmm.
and tear down module is executed last. Okay, so this part is clear. So this is the additional thing I have written. And in the coming to the class, the first one is setup class is executed, and after that your setup method is executed, right? And after setup method, our test class needs to execute it. It's executed. Test sample method is executed. After that, immediately our tear down class will method will be executed. It's executed. And finally, whatever we have written global tear down class, that method is executed. Tear down class here.
Correct.
So like this, so these are the additional features in the unit test framework. If generally this much of features is it's not required whenever you are automating.
Mm.
So that's why I have divided these concepts as pack 1 and pack 2. So
Mm. Mm.
these are the additional features in the unit test framework part 2.
Okay.
And let's see few more concepts in unit test framework, but these are very least priority, but
Mm.
we will also learn this concept also. So in this program I have written one annotation tag as unit test dot skip. Okay, so what will happen for every test, for every test your setup method and tear down method will be executed, that is clear. And so for this test setup method and tear down will be executed, and for this test also setup and tear down method has to execute. But whenever this test is executing, this test will be skipped, but as usual setup and tear down methods will be executed, that's it. So whatever code I have written in this test, it won't execute, which means only these two will be executed. And after that this so after that whenever this test is executing, as usual setup and tear down methods will be executed. But whenever this test is executing, this test part will be skipped, but
Mm.
setup and tear down methods will be executed as usual. Let's see.
Mhm.
Right. Hmm. Right, now let's understand this execution log. So one second. So here my first test is this one, test to open bring, but this is was skipped. But our setup method is executed, browser opened, and after
Mm.
that this test was needs to execute, but it was skipped. And but anyway browser is closed, this part is executed. And again this test is opening Google, this was executed. And before that your setup browser is executed, browser opened, it's executed here. And finally your tear down method is also executed, so browser closed. So for every test setup and tear down method is executing, but here your that method was skipped, that's why we are only seeing setup and tear down methods only.
Mm. Mm.
So that's it, how to skip the test we have seen. And how to skip the test in, there are multiple ways are there, so we'll see the rest of the options. Skip test. So this program will be called as a, see in the program name also I have given skip test
Mhm.
with reason. Okay, so if you are mentioning with reason, so previously you have written up to here only, but if you are returning skip test with reason, okay,
Mhm.
and this time it won't execute even setup and tear down also. Okay,
Mhm.
it will only execute this test and setup and tear down if you are mentioning the reason. Okay, now let's run this program and we'll see. See here ran two tests, but if you see this one, previously browser setup and tear down is executed because that time we didn't mention reason also. But this time when I'm
I
mentioning the reason,
am not a bit clear about this. I mean, how mentioning reason is changing the way it is.
so uh,
Skipping the test is fine, but how did the scope change when we mention the reason?
no, this is just you can write any of the reason. So that is
Right.
the way unit test framework was designed. If you are
Hmm.
mentioning the reason for that particular test, setup and tear down methods also will be skipped completely. So this part is not at all
For that
executed.
test,
Yeah, from this class. And only for this test method only it's executed, setup and tear down. So if you
okay.
are able to see the log, we are able to
So
see
if a
only
test
this one.
case is skipped, then setup and tear down for that test case will not get executed. Okay, got it.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So that's it. So in the skip test with reason means the test will be completely ignored. Setup and tear down. Okay, that's it we have seen. And now let's see the skip test with condition. Okay, skip test with condition. So here I'm writing a condition. So this is the skip test with reason I have mentioned. And here I can also add one condition. If you want to add some any condition, something, if you want to, you can
Hmm.
add some condition here. So here I mentioned two
I mean,
greater than
two test
6.
case, two test cases are dependent. And if test case of first
Yeah,
result is probably fail,
yeah. Anything,
can have some
anything.
flag set.
Yeah. So if you want to mention some condition, you can mention this condition here. So here I'm writing 2 greater than 6.
Hmm.
So which means my condition is false. So this time, so how this will be executed, we will see. Right, right. So here, what is happened, we will see now. First of all, here my test, there are two tests. One is opening Google. Okay. So opening Google, this was executed, browser opened and browser closed. This was executed. Okay. And here this part is also executed. Browser opened, opening Bing and browser closed. So 2 greater than 6. So this condition is fail. One second. Here some logical condition. Okay, let's see. If I'm writing 2 greater than 6.
Hmm.
Okay, if this condition is true. Okay, if
True.
this
Correct.
condition is true, this will be skipped compulsory. Okay, if the
Hmm.
condition, if the condition is false, this part is executed now. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
now let's run this time. If the condition is true, this part will be ignored. Okay, now let's run this. So this time, if the condition is true, this part was skipped completely because condition is true. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
this time only opening Google method only executed. So we can skip the test based on the condition based also, we can write like this. And so skip test, so this concept is called as skip test with condition and reason. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
like this. And now let's see the next concept. So in the skip test, there are various options are there. Just I'm showing that one, but not required really. When the situation will come, we can use this skip test methods also. Okay, now let's see the last program. Right. So in this one, I want to execute. So skip unless I'm writing. Okay. So here I'm writing unit test dot skip unless. So if this is Windows, okay, this part will be executed. Okay. Uh, so let's see this program. So here browser open, this part is executed, and opening Google page. So this part also executed because system.platform starts with Windows only. So so it's executing. And suppose if I mention as Unix environment, okay, this
Hmm.
test is going to execute the. So if it is Unix environment, I want to skip this one. Okay, So how to do this part we will see. Done. So it's not at all executed. Okay, so skip unless means like this it will be executed. So that's it on the skip unless. And last one is expected failure. Yes, just you can run the program and observe the output, how the
Hmm.
unit test frameworks it is executing, we can easily understand. Okay, the last one is expected failure. Okay, here self dot assert equal 0 comma 1. Actually here my assert condition is, so if it is 1 comma 1 means, so here I am expecting my value should be 1, and in this is my actual value also 1. So in this condition, if all the asset condition is true, this will be executed. But if any of
Okay.
the asset condition is failed, this block won't. If the asset is failed, this block will be ignored completely. Okay,
Okay.
so let's run.
So
So I have
what
written
uh, exactly are these assertions in C++?
assertion. Assertion means just to write some conditions. So this is the value I'm expecting, just some hard coded input value I have given, and I have given 0. So I'm as per my program, 0 and 1 are same. Values are same. But this assert condition will be failed because 0 and 1 are not same. So if the assert condition is failed, this part will be ignored completely. But if I will write 1 comma 1, my program will be executed. So I will show you first 1 comma 1.
So can you use these assertions outside also? I mean, outside of unit test, not in normal
No,
programs.
actually
Okay.
assertions are not required. Now we are using try catch exception block. So
Hmm.
everything can be managed by try catch exception block. See here, browser open and open Bing both has been written. Okay, so here we understood. So because my assertion is passed, that's why this part is executed. In case if
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
expected is failure, so if this condition, if any of that assertion is failed, and this part will be expect, if this is also failed, then this block won't be displayed in the log, and it won't execute at all. Okay, let's run this program now. See, only browser opened, but this party was not executed because in
Hmm.
this one
Hmm.
asset value is not it's failed. So when this failed and expected failure, then I don't want to execute this part at all. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm. Hmm.
like that it is executed, only setup method was executed. So we have seen so many options in unit test framework. So in the skip test with reason,
Hmm.
skip test with condition and reason, skip unless some windows and something like that we are writing, and expected failures if any of the assertion is failed and that part is completely ignored. So these are the unit test frameworks approach how
Okay.
to skip the test. So we have already seen at the rate class method, and at the rate class methods are setup class method and tear down class, and we have also seen setup module and tear down module. So how the program executed, we have seen all these things. So but
Yes.
most of the people will use only these concepts only in the unit test framework.
Python, like one.
Okay, so that's it on the complete unit test framework